Hello there and welcome to the QNB Stars League preview show, all in English here on Alcas, as we look ahead to all 6 matches in week 18 in the company of former English Premier League players Nick Summerby and Chris Makin. Well, we're into the final 5 rounds of matches. It's pretty much a 2-horse race at the top between Al Sadd and Al Duhail, but down at the bottom, 4 teams who are still fighting it out to stay in the league, and possibly this will go right to the wire. Chris Makin.
It normally does every season. I can't see past the bottom 2 that will stay in those bottom 2 places, really can't. Al Arabi just can't buy a goal at the moment. Al Markia can't buy a win. So for me, unless Al Arabi do something very, very drastic very soon, I think it'll stay the same. At
the top, you can't see either Al Sadd or Al Duhail messing up at this stage, but of course it's all eyes on week 19 really when they meet.
Yeah, both in form as well. Was it Bunn just scored again in the Champions League? He's flying. It's all set up for next week, and I think it's whoever wins that is literally is going to win the league. I mean, it's a huge, huge game. One of the biggest games we're going to cover. You know, we can't hide how important that's going to be. So it's a massive game. And I'll tell you something, I'm swaying a little bit towards Al Sadd. I really am. I just got this feeling.
Plenty to come in the next half hour then as we look ahead to week 18. But now let's see how the league standings are after 17 weeks and how they line up for week 18 in the company of Shahden Wadan.
Thanks, Rodri. Going into week 18 of the QNB Stars League, just 2 points separate leaders Al Duhail and Al Sadd. Al Rayyan in third with 36 points, and realistically out of contention after dropping points in the last 2 rounds. The 4th spot is still hotly contested between Al Sailiya, Slal and Al Gharrafa. In the bottom half, it looks like Al Ahli and Qatar Sports Club are safe, but the other 4 teams are still battling hard to stay in the league. As for the fixtures, on Friday the 23rd of February, Al Arabi are up against Al Khaytiyat at 1650, and Slal are up against Al Sailiya at 1900. On Saturday the 24th, Duhail meet Al Khor at 1650, and Al Markhia meet Al Gharrafa at 1900. On Sunday, early kickoff is Al Sadd versus Al Ahli, and match of the week is Qatar Sports Club versus Al Rayyan at 1900 at the Sahim bin Hamad Stadium.
Thank you very much, Shahden. First up, it's Al Arabi versus Al Khaytiyat. Right, Al Arabi, as Chris Makin said at the beginning of the show, they can't even buy a goal. So what we'll do, we'll start off with week 17. Because yes, but this was a great goal. If only they could do more of this. What a shot by Jardel.
It's a wonder goal, isn't it? What I'm talking about, the goals that centre forward score in the 6-yard box, and we're not seeing enough action in the opposition box. That's a wonderful strike, but for me, they've got to be more busy in the 6-yard box, and I don't see it at the moment. You know, who's the centre forward? Carey got dropped for this game. Khalfan, is he having enough of an input? Khalfan, one of the best players ever to play in Qatar, he's having the input that he should be. They don't look dangerous to me. Yeah,
and if you're not scoring goals, you're always going to be in trouble.
Well, they have to play Carey. They have to, no matter what, even though it's not gone well for him. I mean, we watched in the last game when he took the penalty and missed the penalty as well. You've got to stick with him. He's your only option. You've got to get him going. You've got to get belief in him, and hopefully he turns a corner and gets a few goals, because they haven't got anybody else at all.
Yeah, it's a shame, because if we look at the defence, which is what you both did, Chris, in the review show, defensively, they showed moments of good organisation.
They do. Natik and Fustar, they're 2 of the professional players, mind you, so they should be leading the way. And Talal normally drops in between the pair of them, but Fustar and Natik looks like it could be a promising partnership. Mind you, we don't want a promising partnership, we want it here and now, don't we? There's only 5 games left, so they look comfortable, they look hard to beat. It's just the other end.
Right, let's have a look at some numbers here with regards to the attack and the shot analysis here, Nick. It's pretty easy to see. 1 goal, 9 shots, only 3 of those on target, an accuracy of 33%. Those figures coming from stats, and that alone is quite simple. It's not advanced mathematics, but it paints the picture.
I mean, if you look at the big picture out the whole season, it's been about just not scoring goals. I mean, we try and say, well, hang on, if they keep it tight at the back, all the emphasis is all about them scoring goals. So somehow or other, they've got to get players there. I don't know if you get Calvin more advanced, obviously Carey playing. They've got to do something about scoring goals, because if they don't, you're doomed without scoring goals. So okay, keeping it tight at the back, It's about scoring goals.
Okay, let's hear from Al Arabi head coach now, Luka Bonasic.
Don't have any solution, you know, but also before, you know, but, you know, when we looking last few games, huh? We play not bad, 1-1, 0-0, we can something defending. I can't defend my team, so, but after now, last two, bad result is, what can we say, it's very difficult to us. But we doesn't have any other choice, you know. If we still looking for the place 10, 8, 9, you know, because it's only 2 points is different between us, you know, it's not a big difference. Marquia stay behind, down 3 points, and everything is our hand. We must change something. We must show that we can play football, better football, and, you know, especially in attacking. Huh?
Now's the time to show it, because when you're down in trouble like this, it's about winning the games against the clubs around you. So here it is, Al Arabi, Al Kharatiat.
Yeah.
They're both in trouble.
Yeah.
What do you predict, Chris?
I go Kharatiat 1-0.
Nick?
I think Kharatiat, because they've got goal scorers. That's the difference between this game, and I'll go for 2-1.
All right, thank you. Next up, it's Salal. This is Al Saleh. Salal. Well, nice start in week 16 against Al Khor, and then the wheels came off week 17.
Well, massively came off. It's all over the place. The manager, since he came in, obviously got a victory, and then he went quite positive. You know, he kept the 4 players up. But what was the thing what really wound us up more than anything was the fact that they never saw the danger. They never saw Mendes on the ball. So he's had to change it around. He's had to lift the spirits up, because he didn't expect that. I think once he got that first victory, they thought, well, here we go, they've got them going again. Now they're not. You know, and you have to say, between these two sides, they're stuttering. And, you know, a draw's perfect for Graffer in this game.
All right, let's hear from Salal head coach, Talal El Karkouri.
Conceding 4 goals in the first 15 minutes, it was a shock for the players, it was a shock for me. But when you made mistakes, you concede goals. And that's what happened against Hale. We were working this week about, we were talking about forgetting what happened for the last week, looking forward for our next game. It's not going to be easy. Syria, they have good players. They showed a different image this season, since they have more quality of the players. They brought new players, good quality of local players as well.
Got to say, it's nice listening to him talk. He's got a grasp of it. He's realistic about everything, and he said that was a shock, conceding the 4 goals.
But did they expect to get anything from that game against Al Hale beforehand? I don't think so. No. I think Al Saleh going to this game on a high.
Well, let's have a look at this from week 17. Talk us through it, because in the end, this was you know, a good draw in the end, following the run they'd been on.
I saw something in the first half that I haven't seen for quite a while, and it was just a good team performance. They played football for once. We haven't seen them passing the ball as much in the last few weeks. They're scoring goals now, and it just reminded me there's a little bit of form that's shown early in the season. So for me, I fancy Al Saleh for this game, I really do.
I'd say the upsetting thing, well, you have to say probably upsetting. I mean, you obviously got the top 2, which is streets ahead of everyone else. Obviously, Ryan around about up there with the top 2. Who's the next team after that? Who's the team what's going to make that gap shorter? And the upsetting thing, you'd think straight away, Salal, Saleh. No, they've not looked. It's as if they don't want to grab that opportunity and get in there, the top 4. Is there anything better than playing in the Qatar Cup at the end of the season? You've actually got the Emir Cup as well.
Didn't they show you with that goal as well? You know, in the second half, with that goal there, they looked confident.
Yeah, Belhaj was back, and everyone.
Yeah, there was desire there. The passing is good. The desire's there. People breaking the net to get in the 6-yard box. I haven't seen that for a while from Al Saleh.
And maybe let's just show the chances as well, because those goals were quality goals, as you say there, Nick. But there were Al Saleh chances, and again, it's just that little bit more luck. Now, maybe we are just the one round before seeing them back to the way they were at the beginning of the season.
Well, I think if they get through this game and get the 3 points, whoever gets the 3 points out of this game should kick them on, you know, because it'll be advantage to you. I mean, this is Timur here. I thought he ran He did a lot of work in the game, but we wanted to be strong in the situation. Use your body, get up against him, push him out the way, you know, take over. And he went down a little bit too early. But yeah, these are the opportunities that, you know, out the two sides. This is once again Timor got to take those. You know, in a big game like this now, it's promising stuff. But I'm just worried about who's getting behind these teams here now. They're improving. But there's a huge gap in between there. For you, they should be thinking, that top four, let's get in there and then we can work for next season.
Let's have a look at some numbers, once again from stats. The best passers here, percentage there of the success rate. In attack, Timor, 70.6%. Midfield, George, 93%. In defence, Grigore, also had a good game, 93.5%. So with those sort of numbers, maybe we're seeing things going on.
That's pretty much two defenders, that, with the best passes.
Exactly.
So that's a little bit worrying, that, because it's got to be, and even though George was playing in midfield, but
that looks a little bit healthier because we haven't seen him holding the ball up recently and keeping possession. As an attacker, Timor, he's your focal point. Get hold of the ball, keep hold of the ball. That's not a bad stat. I think it should be more, actually.
Yeah.
For a centre forward. I don't think you should give the ball away as a centre forward. You've got to hold on to it and bring your team into it. I expect that to be a little bit higher.
Maybe I didn't look what it was maybe 2 weeks before when he was sort of things not going so well. I think it's going up, going the right way.
I think the best one to look at is you look at Sagbo and Timor in this game here now, just to get a little bit of an idea, just to see about that hold-up play.
Salal Al Salia, Nick.
2-2 draw.
Okay, Chris.
It feels good, that, doesn't it? It does.
2-1 Al Salia.
All right. Next up, it's Al Duhail versus Al Khor. Unfortunately, the reality is that you sort of feel for anybody facing Al Duhail at the moment, because Al Khor are going to have to deal with this. This was them in week 17. Business as usual, Chris. Just the runaway train, quality goals, and it looked like a training session.
It was so easy. The first few goals that they created, not really under any pressure, all over the pitch. They're making it look easy at the moment. They're winning the Champions League, so they're carrying on the form into the Champions League. They're coming out of that, going into these league games, scoring a hatful of goals. For me, this is all about the build-up. This is the prelude to next week, really. I can't see both Al Sadd and Al Duhail dropping any points. This is it, the big build-up this weekend. I just think as well is we've seen a lot of the goals and we've covered it on Mendes. I think if you try and stop Mendes or Musa, just stop the pair of them, because a lot of it comes from those wonderful passes. So please, surely if you're the manager of Al Khor, you say first and foremost, let's stop this here now. Wonderful signing, by the way. Mr. Balmadi, when he brought Mendes in the summer, we've got to admit that. Absolutely.
Yeah, he was with El Jaish, of course, and with the disbanding of El Jaish, it was the perfect move.
Just perfect for the way that he envisions the club playing football. You know, like Nick says, but you know, go and step on him. Stop. You have to have a starting point at some point of the match. And that was it for Salal. You're going to give Mendes, he passes it like a midfielder, he's superb. Yeah, but he threads it into midfield, he either goes long, so just stop that and just see what they can do. They'll find a way, no problem, because of the quality. He's that good, he misses out the midfield with his passes.
Yeah, exactly.
But wouldn't it be nice when just to see somebody stopping it and saying, well, hang on, what are they going to do now? Listen, they'll know what they're going to do, but let's just, someone please stop
Maybe we'll be looking at that in the review, how they stopped Mendes. But can Al Khor do that? Because at the moment, they're struggling to get the points, and they're in the troubled area. Not at all, no. They're leagues ahead there at the moment. You've got to say another big score. I'll say 5-1. 5-1, okay. Yeah, you've got to. Chris? How are you going to beat that? You're going to say it's about 12-1. You're always doing the scores, and I was going to talk a little bit more about Al Khor. 3-0, Al Duhail. All right, next up, it's Al Markhia versus Al Gharafa. Right, Al Markhia, let's remind ourselves what happened in week 17. We'll see their goals. I'm going to show you two, even though it was 1-1, because, of course, they took the lead. Salah got it in the 5th minute, and then they ended up conceding an own goal. But once again, when you're down there and you're bottom of the table, Chris, you've got to get the points. We'll say the same things every week, don't we? We've had new coaches come in. They still can't get a win. They've won one game all season. Nick, we've scored 13 goals. Salah scored 6 of those. They're not scoring enough goals. They're conceding at the other end. It's got to be said, the squad isn't that bad. The team of players that they've got there, I expect them to be. I wouldn't expect them to be bottom of the league. Yeah, but at the moment, you said it once. You don't see a shift
No.
on the bottom two at the moment. You're seeing
They've won one game all season. Why
Yeah.
are they going to go and win 2 or 3 games?
But
The new manager might.
Yeah.
That's their only hope.
The manager's expecting this one now. You know, it didn't happen in that game there. This one here now. Can it just give us something to get hold of? Because time is really.
But even with that game,
Yeah.
a new manager, 1-0 up, you expect them to win the match.
Yeah.
It didn't happen, so I can't see them winning.
Well, they're up against Al Gharafa. Let's have a look what they did in week 17. Remember, since this match as well, they've had success in the AFC Champions League. They lost in their first outing there, but a win this time. So confidence is building there, Chris.
Perfect, and they're hunting down this 4th spot. They'll be hoping that that Al Salih and Salal draw that other game and they win theirs because they're on form, aren't they?
Yeah,
They're most likely to clinch the 4th spot at the moment with the form they're showing.
Of course, yeah, since the manager's come in now, there's a buzz about the place, you know, and I think they found it probably a little bit difficult in the Champions League, but hey, they're there. And there's that determination, that bit of a zip. There's something to play for here now. All of a sudden, we can end up in it, you know, apart from the Emir Cup, Qatar Cup. Does it get any better than that? Big crowds at the stadium. You know, they want it, and that's what I'm not seeing with Salal and Salih.
Yeah, confidence certainly has been on the rise since Bullet Bugan came in, Wesley Sneijder.
3 goals in 2 games for Taremi, got 2 in the midweek in Champions League. That's a fine finish there. I like Madibo in midfield as well. Young midfielder there, number 23 player, I like him.
So, Al Markhir versus Al Gharafa. Chris?
3-0, Al Gharafa.
Sorry? Where have you got that from? You just dug that one out then. 3-0 to Gharafa?
Al Gharafa.
No, Mark here. They're going to go a little bit of a fight, aren't they? I'll go for 2-1.
You've been having a pop at them all season.
I'm not. No, hey, 2-1. Gharafa.
Oh, right.
All right. Next up is Al Sadd versus Al Ahly. Well, Al Sadd, the goal-scoring team again. Let's have a look. Week 17. It's, you know, the same every week now, just like watching Al Duhail. We know what we're going to get, and we've got all the key players are back, and the new signings, Nick, as well. Akram Afif is there, Bunja's back. It's all happy days.
And it looks like, I don't think maybe Abdul Karim will be playing this game. It's the only rumours going around, so I think we're going to get a chance to see Afif in a full game, and he looks wonderful. Obviously, Bunja, you have to say, we've been speaking about him all season. He's back. Al Aidous is back flying. Assad is playing wonderful stuff. You know, there's obviously Abdul Karim, the goal there. And they are flying. They are hungry. They are, as far as they're concerned, no one's going to stop them from winning the league. Well, there's Bunja again there. I mean, that's the quality. That's what they miss. You know, he's the way he leads the line. He's an example for everybody. You know, he's strong. He runs into the line. He gets hold of it, and when he gets a chance to finish, I don't think there's anyone better.
If you had to pick out one difference, okay, I know they're playing Al Ahly. We get to talk about them at the moment, but there's still all eyes on March the 1st, the game between Al Sadd and Al Duhail. What is the main difference between Al Sadd and Al Duhail?
Main difference.
What? You know, when you look at 2 teams there, you know, they every week they perform about the same level. They get the same scores. They blow the other sides away. They're both fantastic going forward. You know, defensively, or is there something that's a little bit different? What's the major difference between the 2?
Slightly different style of play. Al Duhail likes to slip the ball inside the full-backs, whereas Al Sadd, it's more Xavi. If he makes a pass, then the runners can pick up the pass. I would say Al Sadd haven't played as good a football as Al Duhail all season, but they're still only 2 points behind, and that could be crucial. We're just wondering whether Al Sadd have absolutely timed it to perfection. They've got all the. It just seems that it's all come together. All the players have come back. Akram Afif, Benezia, left back,
Abdul Karim.
Has it just come together now?
I would say equal pretty much everywhere around the pitch. Centre forwards are both goal scorers. Wing play is fantastic. Midfield, you battle. If anything, you'd probably say Duhail concede.
Can't keep a clean sheet.
Can't keep a clean sheet. If anything, you'd say is that. That's all you'd say. Because I tell you what, you match them all up everywhere. You think, well, it's very difficult to pick between the pair of them.
That's probably the best question you've asked in 6 years.
Thank you, Rodri.
stuck me
Well
there.
done, Rodri.
Well, you know what they say, better late than never.
Absolutely.
Better
Hey,
late
you
than
stumped me then.
That's an absolute...
Then.
I know you were like that.
Beauty,
Did you really
that.
ask that? That's actually
Turn them
very,
lights
very
down.
good.
He did.
Right. And they're not even playing him this week. We're just, again, looking ahead. So it's this week, it's Al Ahly. Let's hear from Al Ahly's head coach, Jorge Perez del Campo.
We will find one very difficult game for us because we know that Al Sadd have a very good squad, and at the same time they need to beat us because this fighting about the league. But for us, it's important to work like we are working all the day, every day, and only we want to arrive at the last of the match with chance to do something.
Well, you've got a chance to do something. Probably not a lot, though.
Well,
against
Chikawi comes back and Muntari's not fit, but I think they missed 2 centre-halves, which is obviously a huge blow. But I think they'll have a go. I think there's one thing you'll see off them is they'll have a bit of a go. They don't expect to win, so I think they'll try and have a bit of a plan, but it's difficult at the moment, very difficult.
So do you want to go first? Al Sadd, Al Ahly.
Yeah, it's too much. Al Sadd 4-1.
3-0.
3-0. All right, finally, Qatar Sports Club versus Al Rayyan. Qatar Sports Club continue to improve, Nick.
Here's your shot for the weekend for me. This is a shock, this game, I'll tell you that now. I mean, Ryan are they're obviously out of the title race, but they're up against a side here now who has an unbelievable belief.
And that player himself has a lot of belief as well, Omari.
He does, but is it Fabiano? He comes back this week, and what a player he is, by the way. So I just feel if Ryan came out like they did in their last game, I know they changed it around a lot, this side will punish him. And this, for me, this has got a shock written all over it.
Okay, it's interesting there. You said Fabiano. He is back. Let's hear from Qatar Sports Club's Fabiano.
Our team, like I said before, we come in good moments because our players, local players also, they take confidence. When you win games, everything is going the right way, you know? And it's everything is step by step. We doing the work during the week. We following the game, the results coming, the 3 points coming. And then consecutively, the team is getting more confidence. Again, coming 3 points against Celia. And again, the week is nice. The players work with more confidence. So I really believe in my club now. They going like that. They're going up. So I hope we take the 3 points.
Yeah, they certainly are going up. Qatar Sports Club.
It's belief. Yeah. That's what, you know, it's amazing. Everything what he says there is, you know, even if you look at Marquette at the bottom, they get a victory. It gives them that hope, that little bit of belief. They've gone from strength to strength. They're looking at probably finishing in the top half of the league.
They were going nowhere.
Yeah.
Nowhere at one stage. New manager came in, said, I promise you we won't go down. And somehow he's changed the tactics to go with 3 central defenders. But the work ethic is there. They've added some great Omari and Fabiano and Luis Jimenez. Fantastic additions.
So up against Al Rayyan in week 18. I asked Michael Laudrup this question about whether he felt the side was at 100%. Listen, you know, I'm not the expert, but
no.
No, but I've always felt that they're sort of at 95%. They've had another draw in midweek in the AFC Champions League. It's almost there, but just not quite, and that's why they've landed in 3rd place and they're not
I don't
fighting
think
for the league.
95%, Rod.
Am I too kind there?
Yeah. With the players they've got, there's a nucleus of players there that have won the title, was it 2 years ago?
Yeah.
With outstanding football, probably the best side we've ever seen since we've been here that have won the title. Unbelievable. And they've got them players still at the club, and they've added 1 or 2 players, haven't they?
Yeah.
Their squad, I would say their squad is on par with Alderhill.
Really,
in terms of numbers and quality.
No, well, here you go. Then let's flip it round. Then look at Al Sadd. They've been playing without Bunja for most of the season. They've been playing without a centre forward.
Struggled as well.
They struggled, but got through
they
it.
Got past. They got over the line, didn't they?
Well, they've got strength in depth. They've got 2 teams there. You know, you look on paper what they've got there, and it's, for me, it's underachieving.
So Al Sadd have done without Bunja, who's a massive miss, and you could tell it a mile off. They've had Sebastian, Tabata, and Hamadallah. Hamadallah's missed a few games as well, but he's played more games than Bunja.
Yeah.
So they've had that fantastic trio for most of the season.
All right, let's hear from Al Rayyan head coach Michael Laudrup.
Yeah, of course. It's with all the respect of some of the teams in the league. It's not every day you play Al Ain or Hilal or teams like that. I think they are at the level of Duhail and Al Sadd. So it's positive for us. In the last month, we played Duhail 3-3. We lose to Al Sadd. Draw against Estegal and now Al Ain. We know next month we have 2 times Hilal, champions of the finalists last season in the Champions League. But in between we have these games in the league here, Qatar, Garafa also, and there we have to continue. As I said before, we cannot just say this is not important. It's important to keep on the positive results, because every time you have a positive result, it gives more confidence to the players, to the team, which is important.
So will it be a positive result in week 18, Chris?
I'm going to go draw.
Really, another one. Do what Al Salia did last week.
I'm going to go 1-1 or 2-2. Wait a minute. I'll go for 1-1.
Okay.
I'm going to go for an upset. I'm going to go for a 3-1 to Qatar.
Wow. Okay. Let's once again then remind you of how that league table looks after 17 weeks and how they line up for week 18 in the company of Shad and Wadan.
Thanks, Rodri. Going into week 18 of the QNB Stars League, just 2 points separate leaders Al Duhail and Al Sadd. Al Rayyan in third with 36 points, and realistically out of contention after dropping points in the last 2 rounds. The 4th spot is still hotly contested between Al Sailiya, Slal and Al Gharrafa. In the bottom half, it looks like Al Ahli and Qatar Sports Club are safe, but the other 4 teams are still battling hard to stay in the league. As for the fixtures, on Friday the 23rd of February, Al Arabi are up against Al Khritiyat at 1650, and Slal are up against Al Sailiya at 1900. On Saturday the 24th, Duhail meet Al Khor at 1650, and Al Markhia meet Al Gharrafa at 1900. On Sunday, early kickoff is Al Sadd versus Al Ahli, and match of the week is Qatar Sports Club versus Al Rayyan at 1900 at the Sahim bin Hamad Stadium.
Thank you very much, Sharon. So we're all set for week 18. From Nick Summerby, Chris Macon and myself, bye for now.